I'm from Yorkshire, but I wasn't born here. And if you heard my parents speak, you might be surprised I sound like this. I was actually born in the south of England, but I don't sound southern. And my parents have got quite different accents too. So why do I sound the way I do? And more importantly, what decides what a child's accent ends up being? First things first, we need to clear up a few things. I'm talking about an accent, which is essentially how you pronounce words. Lots of people confuse this with a dialect, but they're actually not the same thing. A dialect is a language variety from a certain region that includes differences in vocabulary and grammar. Britain has a lot of these. There is a simple way to test if you have the same accent as someone else. Try and say the same words. This word here is said differently in the north and south of England. I would call it a bath, but people from the south would call it a bath. Linguists call this the bath-trap split, because trap sounds the same everywhere in England, but bath, or bath, is pronounced differently in the north and the south. So how do children actually pick up accents in the first place? Let's start from the beginning. Even babies are learning the sounds of language. In fact, they are already listening and learning before they're even born. At just 4 days old, infants are able to recognise their mother's language based on rhythm and intonation, and they learnt this while they were still in the womb. As adults, we can only produce and understand the sounds in our own language. But this isn't the case with babies. They are born with an incredible ability to produce and listen acutely to every sound the human mouth can make. But this doesn't last forever. By around 6 months, babies start to focus on sounds they hear around them, losing sensitivity to sounds they don't hear as often. If you're surrounded by English speakers, you'll get better at hearing English sounds, but worse at hearing French or Hindi or the phonemes of any other language. By the time they are 1 year old, they've lost the ability to distinguish non-native sounds entirely. Listening is just the first part, because when babies begin to babble, they imitate the rhythm and intonation of the language they hear. Over time, though, they start to copy the specific sounds in their environment, the vowels, consonants, and all the unique pronunciation quirks unique to what they're hearing. So that's it then. You learn to speak with the sounds you heard before the age of 1. Learning the sounds isn't the whole story. Your brain stays ready to learn and change how you speak well beyond your first year. The brain is highly plastic and is sensitive to phonological patterns before the age of 7. By about the age of 10, accent fossilises. This means changes are still possible, but much more difficult to acquire. It is what's known as a critical period. This explains why people who move after the age of 10 rarely lose their original accent completely. I moved at the age of 4. But why would you feel the need to change your accent to a new area? Well, once you get past the earlier years of acquisition, something pretty interesting happens. Your accent starts to be shaped a lot more by friends rather than parents or caregivers. Children just want to fit in with their social group. This means they'll often change the way they speak, sometimes without even realising it, to sound more like the people around them. This is called accommodation. Basically, adjusting your speech to sound more like the people around you. And we all do this. Peer groups are like a powerful accent filter. They encourage kids to accommodate their speech to fit in socially. So, in my case, a lot of my friends said that I sounded very posh, and I didn't really like that, which shows just how powerful peer influence can be. I intentionally changed the way I spoke to sound more like them, but over time, I didn't need to put effort into doing it, because my accent had changed. Now I don't even think about it. I just naturally sound northern. My mum used to make fun of me that I was trying to speak Yorkshire, and she thought I didn't do a very good job of it. Well, now she just accepts that I sound different to her, and different to when I was a boy as well. But why does any of this matter? Because an accent is not just an abstract group of sounds. We relate accents with places and people. It's a big part of our identity. The way we speak does affect how people judge us. It can make people think we are uneducated or posh or working class, because we automatically associate some accents with all of these things, even if we try not to. Most importantly, your accent makes you, you. It's part of your personal story, not just about where you're from. And no matter how you speak, you're allowed to be proud of it. We change and adapt to new places and situations, even as adults, and that's normal. So, even if you don't sound quite like the people around you, it doesn't matter, so long as you sound like you. Let me know in the comments if you sound like your parents, or if they tried to get you to speak properly when you were growing up. And while you're at it, give the video a like and hit the subscribe button for more interesting videos about language, like this one. Thanks for watching.